Assalamu alaikum. 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Ali Ahmed. First, the headlines. Prime Minister and Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi during a meeting in Islamabad today discussed the entire gamut of bilateral relations between Pakistan and UAE. National Assembly was informed today that Prime Minister is pleading the case of Kashmiris at all international fora besides striving for unity of Muslim Ummah. Special Assistant to Prime Minister on Information says Pakistan is heading towards wealth creation and job creation by promoting ease of doing business. Radio Pakistan and Islamabad United have signed a memorandum of understanding on media partnership for PSL 5th edition. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred 3 Kashmiri youth in Rajouri district. In Syria, 9 people, including 5 children, have been killed in artillery fire at Idlib province. And now the news in detail. Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of UAE Armed Forces, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, arrived in Islamabad with a high-level delegation today. Prime Minister Imran Khan warmly received the visiting dignitary at Noor Khan Air Base. Later, during a meeting, both leaders discussed entire gamut of bilateral relations between Pakistan and UAE. Prime Minister also hosted a lunch in honor of the Crown Prince. Communication Minister Murad Saeed today informed the National Assembly that the policy to enhance fine fee for overspeeding on motorways and highways has been put on hold in view of concerns raised by transporters. Responding to a point of order, he said it is the PTI government which presented the country's first road safety policy in 2018, and now we have come with the suggestion to enhance traffic fine, which for the time being has been deferred. He also made it clear that the proposal to enhance traffic fines should not be taken as increasing revenue, as it aims at protecting lives of innocent Pakistanis on roads. He said this policy will be implemented after taking all stakeholders into confidence and through briefing in the media. Responding to another point of order, Communication Minister Murad Saeed has said Prime Minister Imran Khan is vociferously pleading the case of Kashmiris at all international fora, striving hard for the unity of Ummah. Responding to a host of points of order, he said Imran Khan has voluntarily declared himself as ambassador of Kashmiris and raised their voice at the United Nations. He said OIC also issued a statement regarding grim human rights violations in occupied Kashmir after illegal annexation of the territory with India on 5th of August last year. The Senate resumed discussion on a motion expressing deep gratitude of the House to President Dr. Arif Alvi for his address to the both houses assembled together on 12th of September of the last year. Taking part in the discussion, Senator Mushahidullah criticized government economic policies, but Rahman Stangi in his speech said government has not raised the issue of Kashmir adequately. He said PTI government did not fulfill its promises. Those who participated in the discussion included Mir Kabir Shahi, Mohammad Ali Saif, Aurangzeb, and Dilawar Khan. The House will now meet again tomorrow at 3:30 in the afternoon. Pakistan has urged the countries having belief in human rights to take notice of the plight of the people of occupied Kashmir who have been under curfew for 151 days. Addressing weekly news briefing in Islamabad today, Foreign Office spokesperson Aisha Farooqi said the international community must express concern over and raise voice for the Kashmiris facing complete communications blackout since India's illegal actions of 5th of August 2019. She reiterated that Pakistan will continue highlighting the case of the Kashmiris at every international forum until they get their right to self-determination. The spokesperson said Pakistan calls for immediate lifting of the curfew, restoration of internet, release of political prisoners, and permission to international observers to witness the situation on the ground in Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Special Assistant on Information and Broadcasting Dr. Firdaus Ashikavan says Pakistan is heading towards wealth creation and job creation by promoting ease of doing business. Talking to media in Islamabad today, she said 2020 is the year of providing relief to the people. The special assistant said Pakistan welcomes the investors from across the world with open arms to avail the advantage of its conducive ambience. Acknowledging the role of expatriates in the country's development, Firdous Ashikawan said, overseas Pakistanis are playing pivotal role in the country's progress and prosperity. This is Radio Pakistan. Radio Pakistan and Islamabad United have signed a memorandum of understanding for media partnership in Lahore today. Director General Radio Pakistan Samina Waqar represented Radio Pakistan, while owner of Islamabad United Ali Naqvi represented Islamabad United at the signing ceremony. Speaking at the ceremony, Director General PBC Samina Waqar expressed her pleasure over signing the MOU with Islamabad United. She hopes that partnership between Radio Pakistan and Islamabad United will continue in future as well. She said under the MOU, Radio Pakistan will air live commentary for the event. Speaking on the occasion, Chief Executive Islamabad United Sayyid Ali Naqvi termed the partnership a positive omen which will help in promotion of the cricket in the country. In Indian-occupied Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred 3 Kashmiri youths in Rajouri district. The troops martyred the youths during a coordinated search operation at Khari Tarayat in Naushera area of the district. Indian police during a house raid also arrested a youth in Gand area of Gandarbal district. Earlier, 2 Indian soldiers identified as Naik Savant Sandeep, Raghunath and rifleman Arjun Magar were killed in an attack in the same area. Meanwhile, the situation in Kashmir Valley and Muslim-majority areas of Jammu and Ladakh regions remained grim as the lockdown imposed by India continued on 151st consecutive day today. Restrictions under Section 144 are still in place amid heavy deployment of Indian troops and police personnel since 5th of August last year. Calls on prepaid mobile phones and internet services continue to remain shut for the residents of Kashmir Valley. The chairman of Student and Youth Forum, Manzoor Ahmad Butt, in a statement in Srinagar denounced the continued military siege in the territory since 5th of August 2019. The speakers at a roundtable conference in Jammu demanded an immediate end to the lockdown in occupied Kashmir. They also urged creation of a conducive atmosphere for initiating a tripartite dialogue among Pakistan, India and Kashmiris for peaceful and permanent resolution of the Kashmir issue. They observed that the road to peace lies in the settlement of the Kashmir conflict. At least 6 persons were killed and 13 others injured as a bus skidded off the road and fell into a deep gorge inside area of Rajouri district today. In Syria, 9 people, including 5 children, have been killed in artillery fire at Idlib province. 16 others have also been injured when cluster munitions hit a school in Sarbin, which was sheltering displaced people. According to United Nations, the continuing hostilities are having devastating consequences for 3 million people living there, of whom 76% are women and children. In Iraq, protesters quit U.S. embassy after Washington dispatched extra troops and threatened reprisals against Tehran. They threw stones at the building while U.S. forces stationed on the rooftops fired tear gas to disperse them. The demonstrators were angry at U.S. airstrikes against the Tehran-backed Kataib Hezbollah group, in which at least 25 people were killed. And finally, the weather. Rain with thunderstorm and snowfall over mountains is expected at scattered places in northwest Balochistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Islamabad, Kashmir, and Gilgit-Baltistan during next 12 hours. However, dense fog is likely to prevail in most plain areas of central South Punjab and upper Sindh during night hours. And once again, the headlines. Prime Minister and Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi during a meeting in Islamabad today discussed the entire gamut of bilateral relations between Pakistan and UAE. National Assembly was informed today that Prime Minister is pleading the case of Kashmiris at all international fora, besides striving for unity of Ummah. Special Assistant to Prime Minister on Information says Pakistan is heading towards wealth creation and job creation by promoting ease of doing business. Radio Pakistan and Islamabad United have signed a memorandum of understanding on media partnership for PSL 5th edition. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred 3 Kashmiri youth in Rajouri district. In Syria, 9 people, including 5 children, have been killed in artillery fire at Idlib province. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.